Tonight, the city of Dallas changing police policy, how officers will now deal with immigration status and ICE officers. Panic inside the Mall of Louisiana, gunfire sending shoppers running for cover. A woman held hostage in her home for more than 24 hours, her house left with massive damage, how the community is stepping up to help with repairs.
Now, soccer is mostly considered a ground game, but here at the Plaza of Americas, it is high level. And when I say high, I mean 12 levels high.
With the 11th pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Dallas Cowboys select Caleb Downs, defensive back.
But first, the NFL Draft and the picks changing lives forever.
And we're going to begin tonight with an exciting start to that NFL Draft with the first round wrapping up in Pittsburgh. The Las Vegas Raiders surprised absolutely no one by picking quarterback Fernando Mendoza first overall.
The Cowboys had 2 picks tonight, first trading up to take Ohio State's Caleb Downs at number 11 overall.
Yeah, and then trading back a few spots to pick edge rusher Malachi Lawrence at 23. Lead sports anchor Joe Trahan is breaking it down from the Star in Frisco. Boy, they were wheeling and dealing tonight, Joe.
Yeah, thanks so much, you guys. I talked to Izzy about this earlier. I expected it could be wild. We know that Jerry Jones loves a good deal, and he was moving and shaking on this night. And the board fell really well for the Cowboys. There were 5 premier defenders in this draft. And as they started to tick off the board, you wondered what the Cowboys would do. Well, they moved up 1 spot, only 1 spot, and they got their man. As you guys mentioned, with the 11th overall pick, the Cowboys choosing safety Caleb Downs out of Ohio State. He is as cerebral a defender as you'll find. The Cowboys traded with Miami to move up that 1 spot. They gave up a couple of 5th-round picks. Before transferring to Ohio State to finish his college career, he played under Nick Saban at Alabama. Saban praised Downs' maturity, mental approach, and his instinctive play, calling him a top-tier player. Defense coordinator Christian Parker is known for his ability to develop secondary players. Downs is exactly the kind of player that Parker can mold into the centerpiece and quarterback of the Cowboys' revamped defense.
Yeah, I feel like both the teams that I played on in college expect to win every year as well. So that's not going to be any different for me. And I'm going to hold that standard for myself and try to push the team to that standard as well. So just trying to make an impact, trying to do what I can and get better.
Up next, the Cowboys chose Malachi Lawrence out of UCF. He's an edge rusher. They took him with their 2nd choice in the first round. That was after trading with the Eagles. The Cowboys actually moved from 20 to 23 overall. Lawrence is long, fast, explosive, and disruptive, but he's still nowhere near a finished product. His 4.59 40-yard dash is among the fastest for defensive linemen this year. He is great off the line. He will need refinement, though, to try and be a bona fide difference maker on the next level, though. So on the balance, the Cowboys give up a pair of 5th-rounders to move up, but they get back a pair of 4th-rounders when they move down. So that's an overall net positive. And I think the Cowboys had to address their defense on this night. They did as such. Caleb Downs has a chance to be a home run player. Malachi Lawrence, it'll take a little bit longer for him to develop, but still great skill. Overall, a great night for the Dallas Cowboys, and we're not done talking about it. We'll have more reaction from Caleb Downs coming up, and we just might hear from the Cowboys brass as well. That's all coming your way later in sports. Chris, back to you.
All right, speaking of more, Joe, be sure to watch the Ultimate Dallas Sports Show tomorrow as our team breaks down the first round and previews rounds 2 and 3. It's streaming at noon Friday on WFAA+. We're also following some breaking news right to our north in Oklahoma. Look at this video from Enid. You can see a large tornado there about 100 miles north of Oklahoma City. According to our ABC affiliate there are reports of significant damage and people trapped in their homes right now. There were reports of several tornadoes in Oklahoma tonight. Still trying to get that confirmed. Of course, we'll be following this throughout the evening, and make sure you wake up tomorrow to get the latest on Daybreak.
Tonight, we have new reaction to the city of Dallas's new immigration policies for police. It is to comply with a demand from Governor Greg Abbott's office. At stake, losing millions of dollars in funding. Adriana de Alba joins us in studio with everything that's changing, Adriana.
Yeah, lots developing, Izzy. Tonight, several changes to DPD's immigration policies. This comes after pressure from Governor Abbott tied to millions of dollars in state funding for Dallas. And the governor's office responding tonight saying they expect DPD to fully comply and cooperate with DHS.
The city of Dallas calls them clarifications.
I saw Houston just did something very similar earlier this week.
The Dallas Police Department's immigration policy tweaked in response to what Governor Greg Abbott wants.
I think it's disgraceful that the governor of Texas has threatened to defund our police department when they're understaffed.
That's civil rights activist and former LULAC president Domingo Garcia reacting to three key changes for DPD's immigration policy. The city calls them clarifications. DPD officers can ask about immigration status during detentions or arrests, assist ICE agents as reasonable or necessary, and share information about someone's immigration status with federal authorities.
I'm hopeful that Dallas police officers will use their discretion and not detain an individual solely because of their immigration status.
The updated policy also removes language that previously prohibited arrests based on someone being undocumented and makes clear the policy will not stop officers from providing federal immigration enforcement assistance. Dallas Police Chief Daniel Como said this Wednesday before the policies were changed.
We will have to make some adjustments, but we are not immigration officers. We're going to do our job as Dallas police officers.
The changes came from pressure after Governor Abbott threatened to withhold $32 million in public safety funding from Dallas, plus $55 million in funding for the FIFA World Cup. In a statement, the chief said in part, "Our mission has not changed," adding, "We will not stop individuals only to determine their immigration status." Meanwhile, the governor's office is reviewing DPD's revisions. Abbott's press secretary saying in a statement, quote, "Cities in Texas must fully comply with state law and cooperate with federal immigration authorities to keep dangerous criminals off our streets." Dallas city leaders say the updates are meant to clarify policy while keeping the focus on public safety. In Dallas, I'm Adriana de Alba.
Developing tonight, a 2-year-old has died after being shot in Dallas. Emergency crews got the call just before 1:30 this afternoon on Hemp Hill Drive and found the toddler with a gunshot wound. Chief Daniel Como says investigators are trying to determine exactly what happened and call this a heartbreaking and unacceptable loss.
We also have new details about a deadly shooting at a shopping mall in Baton Rouge. Police have 5 suspects in custody right now. The shots rang out in the food court and sent shoppers scrambling to take cover. Police say 2 groups of people started arguing, which escalated into a shooting. 1 person was killed and 5 others wounded, and we just learned 3 of them are high school students. One of the mall employees described what she saw.
I saw him turning in circles and just shooting randomly at anybody by him.
It's been an extremely violent stretch in Louisiana, with this coming 4 days after a man shot and killed 8 children in Shreveport.
Today, jurors heard from another of Tanner Horner's relatives as the defense team works to spare his life for killing 7-year-old Athena Strand. Horner's aunt took the stand saying he grew up in a violent and dysfunctional family. She said Horner's father was in prison for the majority of his life. The defense also called a scientist to say Horner had been exposed to high levels of lead, which could have caused brain damage. Horner has pleaded guilty to killing little Athena in Wise County in November of 2022. Jurors are deciding on whether to send him to death row. Testimony resumes tomorrow morning. You can watch gavel-to-gavel coverage on your phone through our WFAA app or on TV with our streaming app WFAA+.
You know, a woman survived being held hostage for more than 24 hours, but now she's stuck making expensive repairs to her home. It happened east of Denton in the town of Providence Village, and we just learned the suspect was armed with guns and a flamethrower. Tonight, Brittany Costello has new details on the investigation and who's helping her pay for all that damage.
Police now believe this was a planned attack. Planning, they believe, that started after he was arrested on a different domestic violence related charge last month. Not only were the victims held hostage, but their home was damaged as a result of it. Police identified the suspect as Michael Miller, a former boyfriend of one of the victims. He was hauled in by police after holding 2 hostages inside this home in the town of Providence Village. It started Monday night and lasted more than 24 hours before Aubrey police say the FBI forced entry.
I don't believe this was a spur of the moment. This took some planning on his behalf.
Assistant Chief for the Aubrey Police Department, Jeremy Johnson, says they arrested Miller last month. Documents say he threatened to kill his girlfriend with a gun. She got an order of protection against him, but he came back. She says breaking through these downstairs windows.
You don't know what's on the other side of the door. You don't know what's waiting on you.
Law enforcement caught Miller, but in the process, destroyed doors, walls, ceilings, and floors. A GoFundMe set up for the victim says this family is traumatized, and now they are asking for help cleaning up the mess left behind.
It is unfortunate and it is disappointed because she did go through this traumatic event, and you would like to be able to help her more than what we already have now with getting her life back on track and getting her home back in order.
The Aubrey Police Department says the person calling for the response is actually the person who's required to cover the damages. In this case, it's the suspect, Michael Miller, but then it becomes an issue of getting that person to cover the cost of the damages. We have a link to the GoFundMe on our website, WFAA.com. In Aubrey, I'm Brittany Costello.